So I'm having a chat with Matt Goss. How are you?
How are you, my friend?
Yes, I'm all well. Thank you very much. So since we last had a chat just a couple of months ago, you've released a new single called Beautiful Unknown. Tell us a little bit about the track.
Yeah, I mean, it's the title track on my album, and it's just, I love it on the album, but to go with the Royal Philharmonic and actually create a bigger sound and just, it was just magical. I couldn't believe that I was on the stage at Fairfield Halls in Croydon. I even recorded the vocal there. Usually you go into a recording studio, obviously, but it was just an incredible experience to just record with them, and that's, I think, what's started the idea to actually do a full UK tour with the Royal Philharmonic and my big band.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's it like teaming up with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra?
It's I think usually we relate, that big sound with distorted guitar and just, but there's such power that comes from them as a actually group of people that play acoustic instruments that just, and then when you're in the middle of it, it's just very immersive, and as that word powerful, it's like nothing I've ever experienced. I've recorded with the LA Philharmonic and on certain songs and stuff, but to actually do a full project with them, and we're also going into Abbey Road Studios in January to record a whole album.
Yeah, great stuff. And you're taking out on the road as well, all across the UK. I bet you can't wait to be doing a big UK tour again.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just, I feel like a lot of my shows are in London and, or the States, and to be able to go, 3 shows in Scotland, Ireland, the rest of the UK, and just from top to bottom, and just 20 plus shows. I really just want to create an environment that is so full of joy and massive musicality. Even the boozy side, in the interval where people can just let themselves go, dress up, bring their fabulous. Whether you're a Matt Goss fan or not, I think it's going to be such a good night out. Very much like Vegas was for 11 years. People that were not necessarily fans of mine would still trust the fact that I know what I'm doing and come out for the crack, and just have a really good time with like-minded people and get dressed up and make new friends and listen to good music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're not going to be doing not necessarily just all your own stuff. You're doing some of your bigger hits as well from the past, and you're also doing some songs of Cole Porter as well. What was the idea behind bringing that into the show as well?
Well, I think that, back in those days, the songwriters were very, very well-known people. And if Sinatra sang a song, he would credit the songwriter. So they became very, very famous within pop culture. And that's kind of gone now. Like, the songwriters kind of take a back seat. And I just wanted to illuminate some of his work, because it's, some of his songs are incredibly well known and people wouldn't know that they're all by, the legendary Cole Porter. But I also want to do my hits as well and use a big band style, and then accompanied by the majesty of a Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. It's going to be very, very immersive, and it's just going to be a beautiful night out.
Yeah, great stuff. And are you going to be doing any dancing on stage?
Well, if the audience promises not to critique me on my posture, then I'm going to, of course. I always move, and I just always connect with the audience. I never really think about that stuff on stage. I definitely move. Most people see me live know that I do, but it's not like the Strictly experience. It's much more instinctual if you see somebody, it's a much more instinctual experience than what Strictly was. Although I loved my time on there, and it was an incredible experience. I just, it's not really, it doesn't really go hand in hand with an instinctual kind of performance, the performer that I am.
Yeah, no, for sure. And when we last spoke, it was the week before you started your Strictly journey. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about it now, looking back on the time that you were on that?
I loved being on there. I was in awe of the production, the executives, and the the production and the makeup and wardrobe. It's like a well-oiled machine. It's an incredible thing to witness. But I was also happy what I got from it. I am more conscious of my posture. I'm more conscious of the physicality that I enjoyed. I love the physicality of it, and working with Nadia was great, and but I also felt like I left at the right time because I was able to continue recording, and I can't tell you how good it felt to actually have a microphone back in my hand.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And obviously, once you finish this UK run, are you hoping, obviously going back to the States, but you're hoping to take it elsewhere as well?
Well, we are doing Australasia. We're going to be going Australia through to Asia, and then into a couple of shows possibly in Las Vegas, which we're working on right now. So yeah, we're going to take this show across the world, because it's what I've done my whole life, and it's nice to play, different territories, and audience are different all over the world, and songs get received differently, and it just keeps you on your toes, But touring with music is probably the most joyous part of being in the music industry for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt, it's been a pleasure having a catch up with you.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for having me on, and just my love to you and your listeners.